Hello, explorers. Welcome back to the...
Ever get curious about those places that grab headlines, wondering what life's really like there? Today, we're going deep into Nagaland in northeast India.
Fascinating region.
Oh, absolutely. And the question we're tackling is, could it actually stand on its own economically, separate from India? We're using this book, The Accidental Explorer, to really get into the nitty-gritty.
No easy answers there.
Not at all. But that's what makes it so interesting, right? I mean, right off the bat, the book throws out this statistic. Over 90%. Think about that. 90% of Nagaland's budget comes straight from the Indian government.
Yeah, it's a massive figure. And the book gets into the specifics. It's not just some abstract money pool. This funding is what keeps essential services running, like, schools, hospitals, even paying government employees.
Right, so it's not just theoretical. The impact would be huge if that support disappeared.
Exactly. The author even suggests that without that financial lifeline, things could unravel pretty quickly for the state's administration.
Wow. So we're seeing this really strong dependence on India financially, but then the book goes a step further and asks, well, what's Nagaland itself producing? Like, what's its own economic engine?
And that's where things get even more interesting. Because despite having natural resources, things like coal, oil, even potential for tourism, they haven't built up a truly independent economy.
So they're relying heavily on imports, even for basic stuff.
Yeah, even for things like food. They depend a lot on imports from nearby states like Assam or West Bengal. It really makes you think, what if those supply lines were suddenly cut off? Could Nagaland feed its own people, keep the lights on?
It's kind of unsettling when you put it like that. And speaking of keeping the lights on, it's not just about goods and money. The Accidental Explorer also points out how much Nagaland relies on India for essential infrastructure. Things like the electricity grid, fuel supplies, even internet access, all often subsidized or directly supported by the Indian government.
Right, and switching to self-generated power, creating independent supply chains, that's a monumental task, especially, think about it, for a population of about 2 million people.
So, I mean, just looking at what we've got so far, it's not looking too good for Nagaland going solo, at least not right now.
Well, that's what the book seems to be suggesting. It's pretty blunt about it, using terms like economic suicide to describe a hasty, unplanned separation from India. The risk of shortages, societal chaos, it's all right there on the surface.
Okay, so to answer our initial question, based on what we're seeing in The Accidental Explorer, could Nagaland survive economically without India? The answer seems to be not today, not yet.
Exactly. But what I find really thought-provoking is that the book doesn't just leave it there. It goes on to ask, okay, what about the future? Is there any movement towards building up self-reliance? Are they preparing for a potential future where they might need to be more independent?
It's like, sure, maybe they can't cut the cord today, but are they at least thinking about how to maybe loosen it a little bit down the road?
Yeah. Are they laying the groundwork now for a more autonomous future, regardless of what happens politically?
And that's a really important question. So, to our listeners, we're turning this over to you. Given this picture of Nagaland's current situation, what are some concrete steps they could realistically take? Not just lofty ideas, but practical actions, both in the short term and looking ahead to move towards greater economic independence. It's a complex issue, no doubt, but one worth pondering.
Definitely worth pondering.
And that's a wrap for our deep dive today.
Until next time.
Catch you later.